5 years, I think it is. Could be 6. It's either 5 or 6 years. And things have broke on the truck. And in this video, I'm gonna be going over everything that has broke on it and that has been replaced because it broke. So let's go ahead and jump into the first thing that is broke. Alrighty guys, so the first thing that broke was actually before I even purchased the truck, but I actually knew it was broken when I bought it, and I told them about it, but the dealership didn't really care because it wasn't major. But let me go ahead and show you exactly what was broken on it when I bought the truck. So if we go ahead and just jump down underneath here, let's see, sway bar end links. One side was actually missing, so when I was going over bumps it was clunking, and the other side, I honestly don't remember. But yeah, one side was completely missing. Now, they're not crucial components, but you're definitely going to want them on there. It's better for the front end. It feels a little bit more solid with those in there and not missing, because when I put the new ones in, the truck was instantly just way better at handling. Alrighty guys, so that was the first thing that was broken on the truck. The second thing was also broken when I bought it, and this is actually something in the interior. So let me go ahead and open this door and show you what was broken in here. So if we open this up, as you can see, we are parked. And when we were parked, the shift needle was on the R for reverse. So there is actually a little piece up under the dash, which I'm not gonna be able to show you. I'll try to get a cinematic of it if I remember. But it is brittle plastic and it broke. So what I went ahead and did was order a aluminum one off of Amazon. It's basically the same price as the plastic one, and that fixed that problem. Alrighty, moving on to the third thing that was broken on the truck. This happened after I owned it. I don't really remember which order any of this stuff came in. I'm just kind of guessing, but let's go ahead and show you the next thing that was broken on this truck. So one side actually is still broken. The other side is fixed. So if go ahead and open up this door, it works. Try to open this door. It does not open. I did use the metal pieces in there like everyone said, but this one, anytime the cables were attached to the door handle, I open it, the door handle would stay open. It was really sticky for some reason. I could never figure this one out. But if we walk around to the other side of the truck, I actually got this side to work somehow. And it still works to this day. It's been a couple years. This one does open though, and it does close. Sometimes it does slam and rebound back, but the second try, it'll close. Now for the fourth thing that broke, I'm gonna have to go ahead and pop this hood open. If you own a Ford, you do this often. So the temperature gauge inside sometimes will not heat up to the halfway point like it should be, so that's pretty much a telltale sign that your thermostat's not working properly. So I figured while I had all this crap off of here, might as well go ahead and swap out the thermostat housing, because they're known for cracking because they're just brittle plastic. And I went ahead and installed the aluminum one in there. And everyone says that your temperature on your dash might read a little high, but mine actually reads a little bit lower than it did before. And since I put that in there, I've had zero problems with it overheating or not heating up. Now moving on to the fifth thing that has broken on this truck. This actually almost left me stranded on the way to work, but I did make it just outside the shop gate before the truck broke down. So let me go ahead and show you exactly what happened. So if we hop into the truck, you won't see it right now, but if I were to put the key in and turn it, you'll see the little red charging light on there. That popped up on my way to work, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh yeah, I can make it there. It's probably got a little life left. But I noticed everything inside was getting really dim on the way to work. The headlights were really dim. The blinkers didn't really want to work. And when I got to work, I turned it off and it wouldn't start back up. So I was like, oh, battery's dead. Didn't even cross my mind that the alternator charges the battery. So I went ahead and swapped the battery out, and the light wasn't on, but I honestly wanted to get it to a shop and test it. So we used the new battery to start the truck, drove it to a shop, and they went ahead and tested my alternator for me and told me that, yeah, it was pretty much shot. So had to buy a new alternator and a new battery for this truck. Luckily, it still got me to work though. Now, if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know I used to have a different setup on here, and that setup included 2-inch wheel spacers for the front and 1.5 for the rear. Now, I know that puts a lot of strain on these wheel hubs, so that is the sixth thing that broke on this truck. My front right wheel hub actually didn't completely break, but it was wore out. The wheel was wobbling and it was making a funny UFO noise. So I went ahead and swapped out the wheel hubs on both sides because I just like to do them as a set. I actually think you're supposed to do them as a set, but I just like to do things with sets. So I went ahead and swapped out the wheel hubs, and I put the spacers back on, but it wasn't soon after where I decided I'm gonna get a whole new setup, which is this setup right here. And if you guys are wondering, they're 17x9s, -12 offset, and is a 33 by 11.5 inch tire. Alrighty guys, so the last two things on the list I'm gonna put together because they kind of happened at the same exact time. So this truck right here has 153,000 miles on it. I put about 4 to 5K on since this has happened, but the transmission is an auto transmission. It did go out on me. I lost reverse completely. So there is a video on my YouTube channel if you guys want to see that, where I explain exactly what happened. I'm trying to show you the transmission. You probably can't see anything, but it took a while to get a transmission in here that was good. Kept having problems back and forth to the shop probably 10 to 20 times. And during this whole process of it leaking and not leaking anymore, then leaking again, I was at work, and I looked under the truck and my front right control arm was soaked. I was like, now what's going on? So of course I popped the hood. It's coolant, and my radiator right here on this side was cracked right here all the way down. So during the whole process of trying to get this transmission leak figured out, the radiator decided to crack and leak. So I put a whole new radiator in there, and we have a refurbished transmission in there, a remanufactured transmission, I mean. And so yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to put those two together, because they happened at the same exact time. So I'm not saying that this is going to happen to your Ford Ranger, but just keep in mind these are things that happened to my Ford Ranger. I know the transmissions are horrible, and even this new one that's in here isn't perfect, but just keep in mind if you're getting a Ford Ranger, that stuff's going to go wrong, but they are great trucks still. Anyways guys, that's the end of this video. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in my next video.